What's going on, everybody? It's Alex Driscoll again from Sweet Georgia Sports, and today coming at you with a Braves month in review for the month of April. I know we're in May. We're a good bit into May right now, so we're just gonna check in and see how the Braves did in the month of April. So what I'll be doing, giving you the win-loss record, team batting average, team runs, team ERA, an MVP for the month, an X factor for the month, and a disappointment for the month. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So coming out of April, the Braves went 10-13. So not a bad record, not a good record, almost on par where a lot of Braves fans' expectations were. Their batting average was 263, which is not bad at all considering the pitching that's in the NL East. With the Mets, they have Syndergaard and Harvey and DeGrom, and with the Nationals, when they have guys like Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg, and that's not bad for an NL East team right now. At the moment, we scored 104 runs over those 23 games, and when you average that out, that comes to around 4.5 runs per game. The team ERA was abysmal at 4.13. That is just absolutely terrible. That can't happen if you want to contend for an NL East championship. And I watched a video the other day that was talking about the Braves. Usually when a team wins the NL East over the past 5 years, their team ERA at the end of the year has been around the 3.30 range. So they really need to lower that team ERA if they really want to start contending and making noise in the NL East. For the MVP for the month of April, it was Freddie Freeman. The guy was a madman. He was swinging a hot bat the whole month of April. He batted 381. His on-base percentage was 485. He had a 798 slugging percentage. He hit 9 home runs, 14 RBIs. So Freddie Freeman, I know he was in the discussion for MLB Player of the Month, but he got beat out by Ryan Zimmerman, of the Nationals, who had a great month of April. But Freddie, going forward, I think he'll just keep on keeping on. We could see a dip because it's hard to keep up a 381 average at any level of baseball, except probably like T-ball or Little League, something like that. But at a major league level, it's very hard to keep up a 381 average. I think that'll take a dip a little bit. I don't think the home runs will take a dip. I think he'll just keep on mashing the ball out and right, especially at SunTrust Park, where he uses the shorter right field fence now, as compared to Turner Field. He'll use his natural pull side to his advantage, which he's been doing a lot this year, and he's also going to the left center field gap a lot, which is very good to see since they moved that in as well. For the X factor, it was Tyler Flowers. I know he was good a good bit of the month of April, but for the month, he batted 391. He had a 481 on base percentage, and he had a 435 slugging percentage. He didn't hit any home runs, but he drove in 9 RBIs, which is really something that caught my eye. I mean, we all thought coming into this year, Tyler Flowers, he's just here till we have a prospect up, and we had a Kurt Suzuki to be his backup. But the 9 RBIs is probably top. I think it was top 5 on the team in the month of April, and that says a lot about Tyler Flowers. I mean, he's a guy that we really didn't expect to put up these type of numbers. So when Tyler Flowers is playing consistently like this, it adds even more balance to an already pretty balanced lineup. So going forward, the disappointment for the month of April, as bad and as much as I want to say it was the bullpen, I want to say it was Dansby Swanson, because he started out the first couple games in the 2-hole, batting second, and he really didn't produce. And so Brian Snitker was like, okay, maybe let's take some pressure off of him and bat him 8. And that really hasn't helped either. In the month of April, he batted 156, an on-base percentage of 200, and his slugging percentage was 226. He hit 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Thing going forward for Dansby is that he's making solid, consistent contact. It's just right at people. I mean, Yeah, he struck out a bit more than we wanted him to, but it's baseball. Guys are going to figure you out, and I think that's what's happening with Dansby Swanson right now. NL East pitchers and just pitchers across Major League Baseball are finding ways to get Dansby out. They had a whole off season of film to adjust and see what Dansby covers well and what he doesn't cover well. And one pitch that he doesn't cover well is a slider going away from him. That's mainly been the pitch he's been striking out the most on and rolling over on weekly into weak ground balls. But other than that, he's been hitting the ball very, very hard. It's just been right at people, and sometimes that's just life and sometimes that's just baseball. And hopefully he'll put it all together in the month of May. His fielding kind of took a dip a bit as well, especially in the Philadelphia game where Philadelphia came back. There was a double play opportunity and he kind of tripped and fell, but he kept it in the infield. But I think he had like 4 or 5 errors, which is not anything like Dansby, whether he was at Vandy, the minor leagues, or last year when he got caught up as well. But going forward, I think he will get better. I think he'll start hitting it where people aren't. He's still making solid, good, consistent contact. And I believe that his fielding will get much, much better because he's too good of a fielder to make 4 or 5 errors per month. And also, I would like to say going forward that I think Dansby probably won't make the All-Star game at that point. I know we had a viewer ask that a couple weeks ago. I just gotten around to answering that. I don't think he'll be an All-Star this year, maybe in the future. But one word for the month, and that word is streaky. We went on a 5-game losing streak, a 5-game win streak, a 6-game losing streak, and then we closed out the year, we exited the month of April on a 4-game winning streak. Let me get my words straight there. I mean, the Braves are not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. They're just an inconsistent bullpen and a bad, very thin bench has been the death of the team. John Coppolella and John Hart have realized this. They designated for assignment. They DFA Chase Darno. It breaks my heart because I absolutely love Chase. It should have been Emilio Bonifacio in my opinion, but what's done is done. They signed Ryan Howard to a minor league deal, but we'll probably call him up within the next few months if he's not hurt or if he doesn't suck too bad. And they called Lane Adams up to help out on the bench. Also called up A.J. Minter, Luke Jackson, Aaron Blair, Matt Whistler, and signed Jason Mott to at least give the bullpen some life and bring at least some help and experience. It really didn't help all that much. But that's mainly been the main thing for the Braves was that bad bench and that bad bullpen. We're not that bad of a team. We just ran into teams that have been hot with the Nationals and the Pirates. The Nationals are probably the best team in baseball right now. And then we ran into teams that were cold, like the Padres and the Brewers. The Padres are probably one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. And that bullpen, and the bullpen hasn't done their jobs. Going forward for the month of May, it could be a big month. We play struggling and injured teams like the Mets, the Cardinals, the Blue Jays, the Giants, and the Angels. I think we have a series against the Astros where we will see Evan Gattis and Brian McCann back. And we have a series against the Nationals. So looking forward, it could potentially be a big month as we play the Mets, the Cardinals, the Blue Jays, the Giants, and the Angels. All of those teams have been struggling a bit. Looking forward, hopefully the bench and the bullpen and Dansby can figure it all out and get back to solid baseball and produce at a level that can win some games as Atlanta looks to bounce back as we take a step forward heading into the summer. So that's going to be it for Braves month in review for the month of April. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like any of the other content here at Sweet Georgia Sports, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share with your friends as well. Follow us on all social media platforms at Sweet Georgia Sports. And so with that being said, I've been Alex Driscoll saying God bless and chop on Atlanta.